To the SA Weekly Talk Show. Your host here, Mike Callahan. And I know it's been a few weeks since we've been live, but I couldn't think of a better guest to bring on to get back in the action. Martha Woodward of Quality Driven Softwares, measuring what matters. Martha, been a long time. Can't wait to actually catch up with you in person here in probably a little less than a month or over a month here coming up. But just kind of jumping in, what's good with Quality Driven Software and what you've been up to here the last couple months?
All right. Yeah. Well, schmoozer like always, saying I couldn't think of a better guest. But,
well, you're my only guest. I mean, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Right. Well, let's see. What's new with Quality Driven? We're just all about culture, building happier workplaces, we've moved away from just being a survey software to making it part of your culture and really using the metrics to drive your culture in a lot of ways. The career ladder, the promotions and disciplinary process and all of that. So anyway, if you haven't ever checked it out, love for you to check it out, and we can show you how you can take that and infuse it into your culture. So the people that really take hold and do the work, man, I had somebody just yesterday, and it was so cool. When I first started working with him, it was pretty funny because he was the typical, why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do these corny things, and I pay them, and isn't that good enough? And anyway, the story. And I was like, well, how's that working for you, Mr. Turnover every other week, And anyway, yesterday they were showing me a video of how his staff bought him this cool skateboard and put all their company pictures on there and everything on the bottom of the skateboard. And I mean, he has completely done a 180 to where it's like, why can't they just do their damn work, to people, getting this custom skateboard because he's such an awesome boss. And that is what Quality Driven's about. So anyway.
I love it. And if there is any time, the time is now, at least in my opinion, that you need to look at culture. You need to figure out how to build that little tribe and have something behind it. I mean, still kind of post-COVID or whatever you want to call it right now. I mean, still locally here, I'm driving around signs, $5,000 sign-on bonus, $10,000 sign-on bonus. Yes, the labor market's a major issue, and everybody's trying to get new employees, but how do you recruit them into a culture that they're going to blend with, and how do you retain those existing employees? Because you got to imagine they're driving around town and seeing the same signs that we're seeing. Yeah. So, I mean, you're probably at risk if you don't have a culture, you're not building that in and reinforcing it, you're at major risk of losing your core staff. So right. Yeah, I mean, you have to have competitive salary. There's no doubt on that. But that's just not good enough anymore. There's just too many choices. And millennials care a whole lot about, quality of life and where they work. I mean, they just do. So the days of going to work somewhere and clocking in and clocking out and being happy with just that, those days are gone. So you're going to have to work a little harder if you're not already. Yeah, it's ugly truth, but it's where we're at. I want to say what's up to Hobie Barrett. He says, hi, y'all. So,
hey, Hobie. Hobie will be in San Diego.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, speaking of Hobie, and second to last QDS down in Savannah, Georgia, that was down in his neck of the woods. I was going to ask you about that palm tree behind you, and I think we're going to be talking about the QDS, or Quality Driven Software Conference, going to be coming up here in February, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, February 24th through the 26th, with a little bit of a different twist since the last time you've probably been to a QDS conference, all encompassing all the things you may have paid extra for. Sounds like you put one hell of a bundle together for everybody to literally just come in and be able to take advantage of all the great speakers, the events, everything that comes along with it. So we're going to dive into that here in a second. But before we dive into the conference, is there anything else going on, maybe with the ladies of Fight Club, anything else you're doing that you want to hit on that people may find value or maybe actionable things in their service business that they could take away from the talk here before we dive in? And I'm real excited to take a look at what the QDS in San Diego looks like for this year.
Not really, other than tune into Fight Club. It's every Tuesday on Facebook on our Fight Club 4 business page. And we go live with a guest. Generally, it's a service business owner. And man, we've had people from all different industries, but we talk about marketing, finance, systems, and I talk about people. But yeah, that's great. And it's of course free. There's a podcast and so forth, but yeah, tune in because I think that it's pretty valuable, free information.
So. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I tune in when I can. And, you get stuck between Megan and Michelle from Pink College, you're in trouble. So
yeah, right.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm going to pop open the screen here if I can and try to work some magic here. We just want to look. All right. So there we go. So we've got, we're kind of previewing the screen here. It is the QDS Quality Driven 2022 conference. So we are looking at day number 1 here. Looks like there's a optional group outing to SeaWorld and Mission Beach. In addition, SimpleGrowth.
That's your day.
That is my day. So we're going to be doing a 9 to 5, 8 hours, free of charge, no cost to anybody. Service Autopilot user, somebody maybe even looking to use Service Autopilot. We're going to be diving in and showing you what 100% set up CRM Service Autopilot is set up literally from lead acquisition, estimating, price matrices, job costing, follow-up, scheduling, billing, and automations, and a whole lot more. Chad on the team is going to be there. And hopefully, we haven't solidified who, but we may have one of the top trainers and experts over at Service Autopilot joining us for that day, as well as they're hosting. Technically, this is going to be their first regional event in over 2 years live. So a little cabin fever over here. Martha, as you well know, I'm dying to get out on the road. So I'm just excited to get out there, drop some knowledge, and kind of get out there with the ecosystem and see everybody. So if you're not using Service Autopilot, if that's not a draw for you, absolutely okay too. They've got the optional group meeting to SeaWorld and Mission Beach if you get there a little bit early. And I know those events are always a great time. But rolling into Thursday here, the main event, we've got the Amazing Race kickoff. So I'll let you explain what that is, but sounds pretty cool.
Well, and first I'm going to back up. So if you're going to Mike's training and say, a lot of people bring their spouses. I mean, some don't, but some do. So your spouse, unless they're in the business and they want to go to the SA training too, they can come with us to SeaWorld. And then when you guys finish up, Mike, I'm hoping you come over to Mission Beach and meet us because we'll stay out there for dinner and drinks that Wednesday. But on Thursday, yes. So I'm kind of a crazy, Amazing Race fan. I'm still a kid. I like the games and I like the competition. So I was thinking, how can I involve the vendors in a better way where it's more interactive, but it's fun? And so it's going to be like a scavenger hunt where you have to finish challenges. And, if I get enough people to pre-register early and I know who my teams are, for those of you who watch Amazing Race, we'll have pictures of the teams and you can U-turn them and do all of those fun things. So it'll be good. It'll be fun. So we're doing that to kick it off, and then everybody will go to lunch, and then we start that afternoon with the educational sessions. And we're doing a really different one this year. And I should say, you do not have to, this conference is not about using quality-driven software. We hardly talk about it, to be quite honest. We talk about it a little bit, but it is just a leadership conference. So owners and managers attend. And that afternoon, we're doing a 4-hour session, and it's time saving hacks basically. And it will be software, some paid, some free. It will be things like, hey, if I wanted to hire a VA from the Philippines for $5 an hour, how would I do that? So experts in all these fields that are going to be talking about things that make your life better. And I think I'm pretty excited. There's going to be like 8 people presenting. I maybe didn't even count.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm excited about the lineup. And if you're a lawn care company or a pool company, you're not in the cleaning industry, this is still for you. I've picked up some of my best learning opportunities going to quality driven. A lot of people think it's just around the cleaning industry. It really is not. And just to mention a couple of these names, I mean, obviously we got Martha, Royce, just an all-star, Daniel, Michelle Myers, Megan Likes, Don Stormo, just kind of came into acquaintance with him.
Marvin is a presenter this year.
Oh, Marvin Salcido, Dominique Williams, and Evelyn Woodward. I mean, right there. I mean, that's a heavy hit right off the bat there for that opening session. That's got to be one that I definitely want to attend.
Yeah.
And then as you're rolling in that night, I may or may not have been dubbed Salsa Mike at one of the QDS conferences in San Diego. That fleeting moment, I believe it was Shirley and the crew got me out on the floor, and we cut up to a little suave. That was quite a night. But we've got the 80s party. So, I mean, that right there is worth the price of admission for me. The 80s costume party.
Costumes encouraged, but not required. And Mike, you've been there. So we try to have as many of our events as we can out on the concert lawn.
Yep.
And it's awesome in San Diego, end of February. Fingers crossed it'll be nice enough. And we've been lucky so far. So
weather's been great. It better be, because the day before I'm speaking, I'm going to do a round at Torrey Pine down the street. So, so the weather is gorgeous. The golf clubs will be with me, and I'm excited for a little dancing on the outside, basically concert yard there.
Yeah,
so awesome setup.
And dinner and party, and then probably everybody's heading over to the bar at the hotel that you're quite familiar with.
Yes, that live venue is phenomenal. To be honest, I wasn't prepared before this, but I am actually pleasantly surprised. Opening out the second day is Gosha and RJ. Absolutely amazing duo there. So if you're there to learn, that is going to be one heck of a talk for sure. And then Martha was kind enough to get me in at the 9 o'clock slot. We're going to be talking about automating and stop wasting time. We're going to be talking about all the major platforms, automations, and what you can and cannot automate across about 5 or 6 different CRMs in the lawn care and home cleaning and service industry. Man, and it just doesn't stop. Marvin Salcido and Kyle Walker as well, Growth Through Acquisitions.
Yeah. So Marvin was a guest on Fight Club, and he was just dropping all this information about, he acquired 2 companies in 2021, I think.
2021, I believe one in 2022. And Marvin's done one hell of a job. He, prior to one of those acquisitions, actually, after SA6, actually was lucky enough to win a one-day deep dive where he flew to New York, and we sat knee to knee with him and worked on his estimating and job costing, and to get a peek under the hood of what he's doing out at Salcido Lawn there in Texas. Very, very impressive. So that between him and Kyle, I know Kyle has made quite a few acquisitions himself in the cleaning space. So So we're, I think that's a new topic that most people haven't heard. And just, they're going to talk about, like, how did they pick those companies? Did the companies come to them? Did they seek them out? And then, what the process was like. And Marvin talked a lot about how he merged the 2 employee workforces and that culture shift. Yeah, that it was an interest. I'm really interested to hear about that. And I know about 2.5, probably almost 3 years now, going through an acquisition phase myself with the lawn care company. That's going to be a really interesting talk, just to see how Marvin's done that. But I love watching him on the Instagram and Facebook. how he starts to incorporate and actually document how he's kind of merged those two companies together. So really interesting. And then one of the biggest shifts in my business and financial thing has been taking profit first with McAllowitz there and actually using this. So it's something from day one in SimpleGrowth we instituted, and in the later years of Callahan's Lawn Care. So you've got a CPA talking about profit first. So I think that's going to be huge. At least in my case, I don't know if you used profit first, Martha, but it was liberating in my cash flow preview and seeing where we're at and actually watching the ebbs and flows of that cash flow.
Yeah. Yeah. Megan, she does my bookkeeping. And so she lets me know I don't always do it exactly like I should.
As long as you got the profit account, it's a good start.
Yeah.
Love it. And then we've got branches, a growth opportunity. So once again, Kyle, Sarah Thompson, big fan of the show here. We're a fan of her, and Jason, can't go wrong with him as well. So I mean, you've lined up all-star cast here as well, just on really the first full day here.
Yep. Yep. And you notice those topics are about growth, and they're not related to, like, we're not talking about lawn care, and we're not talking about maid service. We're talking about business growth and managing employees, like, within that growth. So it'll be great.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And then stages of growth. You got Paul back on the stage, and Libby, always a rock star, CBF certified coach as well, I believe. So you've got another 2 hours of packed content as well. So looking forward to that as well. Whoa. Nina must have got a makeover there at Savannah. Huh? A little interesting. But if you're wondering what that courtyard looks like here off to the left, the bottom of the screen, that is the courtyard where a lot of those outside events are happening if weather permits. And to my recollection, every time we've been there, the weather has been beautiful.
Yeah, we've been lucky. If not, we're inside, but it'll be good. It'll be better. It's going to be better than Michigan or Boston or wherever you're coming from.
Exactly.
Oh, I saw you had a lot of snow.
Yeah, a little bit outside the window there. I opted not to go to the main office today because it's a little chilly and a little snowy out there. But yeah, it looks like here you got another shot here of it might actually be sitting down presenting with Matt Ricketts a couple years ago in that room. So so you can see a couple of people that are presenting are actually still back at Paul's head there as well. So this is something that people are presenting and sharing, and it's really wide open, a great place to network. So going into the second full day, we've got creating a dynamic culture with Paul and Dominique. And
that was a different Paul on the other day.
Oh, was it? Okay, different Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a yellow jacket winner of Debbie's. He's Debbie Sardone and her qualify for gold or for the green jacket. Well, the highest level is the gold jacket.
Oh, all right. So that's news to me. I didn't realize it was a higher level than the green.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful. And then we're rolling into creating a dynamic culture and systemizing customer service and the closing. And after that, we've got the after party, luau and dinner. Luau recommended. Now, I may be mistaken, but did you say the after party this year is actually included in the price?
Yep.
Okay.
After party is in the price. And, those dinners are, well, you remember, they feed you well. They feed you
great.
well at Humphreys. And when you don't have your meals with us, the restaurant looks out to the bay. It's so pretty. It's
gorgeous.
It's very resort-like.
Yeah, I was thinking about taking the family actually back to Humphreys just for a vacation. I mean, it's really an amazing setup here. And then optional, but if you're still up and awake at 9:30 in the morning the next day, we've got the Sunday brunch at the overlooking the harbor.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to it. We've got the SA regional event the day before, optional. And then we've got the approximately 2.5 days of QDS. One hell of a deal Martha's put together, all bundled together, no extra add-ons. You get it all. And located right near the airport. I remember it was maybe a 5-10 minute shot with an Uber, if I remember correctly.
At most. Yeah, 10 minutes at most. And I don't know about you, but I remember the ride. There's a there's a tiny bit of sketchy part until you pop out on Shelter Island. And because I remember my first time, I thought, I don't know about this. But then you pop out on Shelter Island and it's super nice.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous, safe. I remember walking around to the different
Oh,
restaurants at night. I mean, it's a great time. I know Martha, you got a special link that you're going to provide us or comment
yeah.
here on it after if we get off the live stream here that you're going to offer to the people watching here. What is that special deal that you're going to be throwing forward
You'll
here?
save $100 on the registration. So I want to say regular price registration is $825,
Okay.
and then you'll save $100 off that. But like you said, in the years previous, kind of like Service Autopilot, the after party would be anywhere from 150 to or 200, and that's included. We have a lot more meals included this year than in previous years, and so and that's a win-win for both of us, because that way you're not 2 hours late getting back from your lunch, and we fed you right there, and they have great food.
Yeah, usually right out in the courtyard, weather permitting. You just kind of see down on the screen here, but it's gorgeous. Food is phenomenal. Cocktails across the street or right next door were great afterwards. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Martha. I really appreciate you allowing me to kind of join the speaking lineup. I know I've been a little sheltered for the last 2 years here with the remoteness, but hopefully I remember how to get up there. But I'm excited. I'm sure I'll knock the cobwebs off in the first 8 hours prior. So we'll be good. But yeah, if anybody's looking to join myself and the SimpleGrowth team and one of these certified SA trainers the day before, we'll drop that in the link. By all means, though, even if you're not joining us the day before, highly recommend. Best money for your bang for your buck in 2022. QDS. And like I had said prior to the Cancun event, Martha, like really, you probably should just give up the quality-driven gig because you were meant to be an event planner. I think it is your calling. I have never been to an event that is well planned out in the best locations. So I'm telling you, you've got the skills to pay the bills in the event planning. That is for sure.
Yeah. Well, it is a good conference. What I like about it is we hold it to 100 or less, and that does make it a little more COVID friendly. And believe it or not, California, I've been watching, and California, I think they shut down so hard in the beginning that they actually have a phrase, open up California. That's what their safety requirements and stuff go by. So they really, at least at this point in time, they're not requiring vaccinations or other things to have a conference unless it's over 1,000 people, and we're not anywhere near that. I just, everybody be safe, protect yourself, and that's what we're going with. But like we were talking, Mike, it's here. If it's not here to stay, which sounds so depressing, but it's here for a while. And you and I, it's time to move on, go forward, and not just quit doing things because it's happening. So
yeah, I mean, prime example, I've been laying low for the last 2 years. I got to get back out. I got to get re-energized, and I need to continue that networking and working with like-minded individuals that are going to be like that. That lineup you have on stage at the conference is phenomenal. I respect and love watching all those folks talk. So I'm excited just to geek out myself, break out the pen and pad in the back of the room, and take some knowledge in, because that's what it's all about. It's the learning, it's the networking. That's what a QDS event it is, and it's relationships that go way past the event itself. So
I agree.
I think if you're in different industries and you're a little hesitant, because it's dubbed more towards cleaning, it's not. And I tell you what, even if it was dubbed towards cleaning, I've learned some of my best lessons kind of cross mingling with different industries, because they have a different perspective on almost the same service on the inside or out, and vice versa. So, all are welcome. I think it's going to be a great event as always. Can't wait. Martha, any closing thoughts? We'll get that link for the $100 discount in there. But QDS is going to be 24th through the 26th of February. The Service Autopilot Regional event that Chad and myself from SimpleGrowth are going to be running from 9 to 5, hopefully with individual from SA that may be joining us. If not, we've done this before, but QDS 24 to 26 and SA event the day before on Wednesday, the 23rd from 9 to 5. Any closing thoughts, or make sure I did those dates justice?
No, I don't think so. I will say this conference really was born out of Service Autopilot conference, as in when I attended the Service Autopilot conference for my maid service, and I probably was maybe the 1% of maid service owners that was at the conference. But I remember thinking, Service Autopilot conference isn't about lawn care either, just like the Quality Driven conference isn't about Quality Driven or the maid service. But what I remember is thinking, this is a whole new perspective. Like, I've heard so many of the speakers when I go to our industry event. Yep. And I've heard those speakers. And so I wanted people who don't typically, like, they're not up there to sell things and make a living at speaking.
No, they've lived the trenches.
I'm one of those people. So I'm, but what I really got from the Service Autopilot conference was that it really opened my eyes in that, oh my gosh, learning from these other industries is at this point more valuable to me than keep going to industry conferences. Now, I'm not saying like,
it was a refreshing thing for me. I remember all the way back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that was first time that I'd actually been introduced to another industry conference. And the stuff we learned there that first year and the second year was phenomenal. I mean, we almost had a tornado too, but I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah, we did. But anyway, so I hope you join us. I'll drop that link. I got to create the $100 off link, and then I'll drop it in there. And hope you join us, because we do have some lawn care people attending. And they've come kind of multiple years. So it's a thing.
Yeah, great. And I mean, if we do have a tornado warning, if you're lucky as me, I got stuck in the hospitality room with the open fridge. So, I mean, it was a good use of an hour and a half. So
that was not in San Diego.
No, that was in Oklahoma. And my cabin was right next door, so it was perfect. But there is time to have fun, and there's time to work on your business at the conference. But like I said, networking that will last all year round. So, Martha, look forward to seeing you coming back up 24th through the 26th, coming up quickly. And I got to book my flight after this. So I got the hotel and everything booked, but I got to book that flight. So.
I just did that. So, all right. Well, hope to see some of you there.
All right. Thanks again, Martha. We'll see you in about a month.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.